We're talking about relationships. Hi, this is the Business Guy. I found that business and financial success is much more satisfying when sharing it with somebody you truly love and care about and feels the same in return. Speaking personally, my wife and I have been married for 33 years, and we can attest that these things we'll talk about here really do work. After all, I wanted to marry Mrs. Right, but I just didn't know her first name was Always. Hey, believe me, it wasn't easy at first, but over time, we learned how to do this marriage thing, and now we're just like two little kids, get excited to spend time together. I just get excited to wake up next to her every morning and hold her hand when we walk down the street. And a lot of the principles we'll talk about today came from Dr. John Gottman at the University of Washington, who set up an apartment with cameras and microphones and would record one couple at a time as they spent the weekend in this apartment. He discovered patterns about how partners relate to each other, which can be used to predict with 94% accuracy which marriages will succeed and which ones will fail. Many of these things apply to friendships and business relationships as well. And if you appreciate me sharing 33 years of marriage success into one short video, please click the like button below so YouTube promotes it. Thank you so much. You can also click the subscribe button so that when more videos come out like this, you'll be up to date right away. What Dr. Gottman found boils down to three things: roles, responsibilities, and things to avoid. Roles. The happiest couple had these two traits: conflict, startup. Conflict startup was a big issue because a conflict ends how it started 96% of the time. Again, conflict ends how it started 96% of the time. If someone wanted to discuss a subject that might result in conflict, he or she would start the conversation in a kind way in the happy relationships. And most of the time they get a kind response in return. And never use name calling. Honey, could you pick up the dishes, please? Works much better than, hey, slob, do I look like your servant? Next, the husband. The husband had a tendency to give in to the wife's requests. It's like the guy who says, my wife and I always compromise. I admit I'm wrong, and she agrees with me. The bottom line is that yes, dear, and okay, honey, make big points. Next are responses. When one member of the couple made a bid for affection, such as asking the husband or wife to turn off the computer or put down the cell phone and talk, or opening one's arms for a hug, the spouse in the happy relationships would respond positively to the bid for affection at least 85% of the time. Finally, things to avoid. Psychologists have identified 4 key problems that lead to divorce. First of all, criticism, putting the other person down. Note that criticism is different from complaining, which reflects your unhappiness without putting the other person down. It's important to me that we arrive on time, or it bothers me when you're late is fine. You're being an irresponsible slowpoke is not. So comment on the behavior, not the person. Ask the question, so what are you burning to dinner tonight? And you might find out that it's half of your personal possessions. Next trait that leads to divorce is defensiveness. That's denial of responsibility for any part of a problem. So leaders stand up and take the blame when things go wrong, even if it's just a little bit. You'll see the other side soften when you do. Next, contempt. The suggestion that you're superior in some way to the other person. And this is frequently manifested in a very specific facial expression. One side of the mouth is drawn further to the side, creating an unhappy dimple, and often accompanied by a roll of the eyes. A final common trigger of divorce is stonewalling, a refusal to engage and provide feedback. Sitting there in stone-cold silence and refusing to respond. Not okay. Keep the conversation moving, even if you need to take a walk around the block before you do. And the worst of these things, contempt for a partner, thinking you're superior. Okay, now the solution, if things start down this road, is through repair attempts. Examples are, can you say that more gently, please? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I know it isn't your fault. I understand. So start in a kind way. And in conflicts, talk about their behavior, not their character. Respond positively to your mate's request for attention. And if you start down the wrong road, repairing things can easily get you back on track. Happy relationships in family and business is a big part of a happy life. So watch this video a few times and master the items we talk about here. And I've personally found they can work wonders in helping us all get along with each other better. Please click like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Thanks for watching. This is the business guy.